Greetings, everyone, and thank you for joining. The workshop will be recorded again and shared with our participants. Please remain on mute. I am Quintina Brown, one of the Business Opportunity Specialists here at DSLBD in the Business Development Division. DSLBD mission, simply stated, is to support small and local businesses in the District of Columbia. We want your business to thrive, grow, and develop. DSLBD promotes economic development throughout the district and commercial corridors, and we connect small and local businesses and our certified business enterprise community to contracting opportunities throughout the district. Today, I am so pleased we have one of the district's premier regional partners, the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, Metro, who will present Pathway to Doing Business with Metro. What are the expectations for today? Our key takeaways: how to access, register, and navigate the WMATA supplier portal. You will learn how to contract with Metro, and most importantly, how to access Metro's procurement opportunities. We desire for you to learn, develop, and grow with the tools and information shared today to move forward with contracting with Metro. Our agenda today, we will have greetings by Christy Whitfield, Director, Department of Small and Local Business Development, T. Suzette Moore, the Vice President and Chief Procurement Officer of WMATA, Michelle Howard, Director, Small Business Programs Office, and our presenters, Category Manager, Tamara Roberts, and Senior Procurement Business Analyst, Bex Amati. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our illustrious director, Christy Whitfield, appointed by the mayor. Director Whitfield has experienced firsthand how the structure and organization, equity, and opportunity can be afforded to all. A champion for small and local businesses, a former entrepreneur herself, she is a powerhouse advocate and passionate about driving resources to small businesses. Please welcome Director Whitfield.
Well, thank you, Quintina. That is such a lovely introduction. Good morning, everyone. My name is Christy Whitfield. I have the pleasure and the honor of serving as the Director of the DC Department of Small and Local Business Development, also known as DSLBD. And on behalf of Mayor Bowser, I want to welcome you to this first of its kind partnership between DSLBD and WMATA, the Washington Metropolitan Transit Authority. I want to thank Ms. Moore, the VP and the Chief Procurement Officer, and Tamara Roberts, and Becca Amati for making it possible for our departments to come together and provide these additional resources and opportunities for small businesses within the district. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that, this continued dedication to small businesses and participation in roundtables like this one is helping to allow us to continue having an equitable footprint in DC. Since 2016, our mayor and her administration has fostered increasing investments in small business. We all know that by supporting and nurturing our local businesses, we are driving to build a better district. And so as we continue to work to balance the scales for local businesses, we're proud to offer this opportunity to CBEs. Mayor Bowser has increased the number of contract dollars flowing into the district small business every year for the last 6 years. And last year, we had a record spend of more than $1 billion in FY21. And then with this year's spend goal being $1.1 billion with a B, roundtables like this one and departments like ours working with authorities like WMATA, are working to help the mayor meet these august goals. Quintina mentioned that I'm a former business owner, and as such, I feel like it's important to make these opportunities available, and I want people to know that I understand the unique challenges that many of our businesses face. Having a listening ear and an empathetic voice and a relatable person to talk to about, my real life concerns is why we have created this roundtable. We want to expand contract opportunities for our CBs, simply stated. And this partnership is here to help and give the motivation needed to break through the barriers and smash through these glass ceilings that some of us have felt previously. Growth and success are what Mayor Bowser wants for our communities. And DSLBD is here at the forefront in partnership with our businesses, to provide support. Our team is here to help you no matter what stage you are in your entrepreneurial life. And so with that, I am going to let you get onto the business of the business. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. And I wish everyone, a continued success moving forward, individually and in your business lives. So thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Director Whitfield. We do appreciate your presence. We welcome our partnership with Metro, and I would like to introduce the Senior Vice President and Chief Procurement Officer, T. Suzette Moore, a highly experienced and successful leader with over 30 years of public sector procurement management. Ms. Moore has demonstrated enthusiastic leadership, a positive attitude, and exceptional customer focus with a can-do spirit. Please welcome T. Suzette Moore.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. It's a great way to start it, but I was just listening to Director Whitfield and her words. She has that passion that we all have for growing the businesses, the small businesses, the minority businesses. So I just want to thank you all for inviting us today and for this great opportunity for us to partnership. I want to publicly thank my team, my phenomenal team, for being engaged and being passionate about the program. We do similar events at WMATA throughout the year, but we always like to support other agencies and entities who are supporting the program as well. They are a phenomenal team, and I just want to thank them publicly for all that they do. We love to get out into the community, so hopefully that we will be getting back to that to be able to do some of this publicly. But even the COVID didn't stop us promoting our programs and promoting what we do at WMATA. We quickly transitioned also to this virtual platform about 2 years ago now, and that's what we've been doing. So we want to be able to get back into the community because we have lots to talk about at WMATA. We are resilient. We have to be, even with our agency. We had to keep the trains and the buses moving all throughout, and we are part of that team. Keep things moving, keep the region moving, keep the region open. We had to make sure that the frontline workers were able to get to their jobs to make sure that people could do their jobs to keep the economy moving. How do we do all of that, though? That brings us to why we are actually here today. We need all of the contracting community to help us do what we do on an everyday basis. The importance that the contracting community has to the region is a huge impact. Just speaking about Metro itself, we have 91 rail stations. We have 1,500 buses in the system operating on 325 routes. So if you think about the complexity of all of that, making sure that we're able to keep all of that real estate maintained, that we are buying equipment. So all of this equates to opportunities for the contracting community. And my team is probably cringing now because they're like, well, she's talking about what I'm going to talk about. Well, I just want to make sure that people understand the vast opportunities that we have at Metro. We do trains and buses, but that's not all that we do. We want to talk about the contracting dollars. Director Whitfield hit on that also. At Metro, currently, this fiscal year, we're over $2.2 billion in contract awards, which will close out at the end of June. So there's definitely opportunities. We want to talk to you about how we do what we do to make sure you understand that. We're in a training mode. We can teach you how we do what we do, but just want to make sure that you understand it. And we're also doing things that are innovative For instance, I'm sure you've heard about the award of our new series of trains, our 8,000 series rail cars. Well, there's no local U.S. manufacturers of rail cars, but because of the way we designed our RFP, that they will now be building rail cars, not just in the U.S., but in the state of Maryland, so that will be an economic impact to the local businesses. And we're talking about, again, billions of dollars, where now we have a manufacturing plant that's being built. There's all associated contracts that will go with that and be aligned with that. And then we'll be pumping dollars into the local community because we're causing it to be firms that actually are headquarters in the DMV. So all that to say that when you're thinking about WMATA, don't just think buses and trains, think also IT, think also all types of construction, platforms, escalators, elevators, anything that you can think of, we probably have it in our program. So I want you to take the opportunity today to ask those questions. If we didn't hit it in our presentation, I'm sure we're going to make sure that you understand who we are, where we are, how you can contact us, because the first thing that we want you to do is make sure you're registered to do business. That's how we communicate with you. If you hear nothing else today, we want to make sure that you're registered to do business with WMATA, and then from there you can ask all the questions that you need. So I think that was my last point, but just want to again thank you for having the opportunity today to speak to the contracting community, and my team, they will take it away from there. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. At this time, I would like to introduce Michelle Howard, WMATA's Director of Small Business Program. Ms. Howard provides managerial oversight and direction for the social economic program areas, the disadvantaged business enterprise, the small business enterprise, and WMATA's new minority business enterprise. She brings over 30 years of effective, efficient, and results-oriented experience in leadership. Please welcome Michelle Howard.
Thank you so much, Martina. I really appreciate this opportunity. As it has been stated by the director and the senior vice president, we are loving the partnership. We were so happy that you reached out to us and we could come together to share this information, because we really want to market our programs. At WMATA, certification is the key to participation, and we really have been marketing the fact that we have our 2 federal programs, our disadvantaged business program and our small business enterprise program. But we are extremely excited because we have 3 new non-federal programs that we are so excited, because we want our small businesses to be certified for these opportunities. This is additional contracting opportunities for the small business community in the DMV. And so we want to be able to share with them all of these opportunities that our senior VP mentioned that we have here at WMATA. The 3 new programs, we have the Minority Business Enterprise Program now, as well as our Small Business and Micro Business Program. So we are excited to really promote them, to have the companies to be engaged in the certification process with us. We'll walk you along the steps for that process, but we are just excited to say, please reach out to us, become a part of our certification family, and make sure that you are participating in these major projects. We have so many, as stated, we're already up to 2.2 billion. And there are so many more coming in the next fiscal years. So we do look forward to hearing from the small business community. Please reach out to us, and we look forward to having you certified in the WMATA Family Database.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for bringing such wonderful greetings to our CBE community and small and local businesses today. We do appreciate that. So we're about to head into the meat of our presentation. So our presenters today, Tamara Roberts, a category manager for WMATA, is a procurement professional with 20 years of experience in the public and private sectors. She supports the vision of the Vice President and Chief Procurement Officer at WMATA, and she is a certified professional public buyer. Next, we will have Bex Amati, a senior procurement business analyst with WMATA, is a result-driven project management professional with over 10 years of experience. He brings 8 years of data analysis and has been involved with IT infrastructure, construction development, and cost analysis. So please welcome Beck Amati as well. We will now move forward into our presentation. So I will turn it over to Tamara Roberts.
Thank you, Quintina. If you guys give me 1 second while I pull up the presentation.
Absolutely.
We'll get started.
Participants, you may post your questions in the chat, and we will have an interactive session as we go through the presentation, and followed by a Q&A session as well.
Okay, so the presentation is loading. Again, good morning, everyone, and thank you all for having me. It is an honor to be here to present to everyone just on, how to work with WMATA. As Chief Moore stated, we do a whole lot here at WMATA, not just trains and buses. So we will touch on a little of that. So we'll go ahead and get started. So who we are. We have, in the Office of Procurement Materials, we have 7 groups. As you see here, we have the Executive Services Group, which is my team. We actually, we touch on a lot. My team, we deal with various departments within WMATA. Some of those are actually the MTPD, the police department. We deal with our safety department, the Office of Inspector General, the financial office, you name it. Anything dealing with professional service type contracts, that's what we handle. We have another group that's spearheaded by Nori Calvert. She handles construction. So everything that you see out there, all of the platform rehabilitation projects, that is done by our construction group. So Nori Calvert, her team handles that. Pretty much anything pertaining to construction, her team handles. We have another division, which is our bus division, which is led by Judy Davis. So anything pertaining to our buses, her team handles. We also have an inventory group, which is led by Refilio Magosi. So they handle all of our parts, anything dealing with inventory for our buses, our trains, her team handles that. We also have another division for IT, and that's handled by Irene Mathis. So they handle everything technology. John Tate Rice leads the facilities and maintenance division. So anything dealing with operational items like MRO items, vehicle maintenance, you name it, our team handles that. And then our last one is Fred Baum. He handles anything to deal with rail. So as you can see, we have a lot going on within Metro, within these 7 departments in procurement. We handle it all. So again, who we are and what we do. As you all know, Metro we're the transit provider for the National Capital Region, and we provide safe, clean, and reliable service to residents and visitors. And if you know about the DC area, we get a lot of visitors. We have a lot of tourists coming in every day. We have a lot of sites to visit. So Metro is carrying, our buses and our trains, they are carrying people from all over the world, actually. We're the 3rd largest rail system here in the US, and the 6th largest bus network, and the 5th largest paratransit service. Sometimes we forget about the paratransit service. We do have that service as well. For those who may not be able to get around on our buses and our trains, we do have a paratransit service. So here in procurement, we keep Metro moving by providing expert professional acquisition services in support of the transportation service needs of customers across the jurisdictions serviced by Metro. So again, we handle it all, not just the trains and the buses, but everything from, as we always say in procurement, from office supplies to trains, everything in between. That's what we do. So let's get into what everyone is pretty much here for. How do you do business with Metro? It's not that complicated. We have one system that we use for you guys to register, and that's pretty much where all of our transactions are done through. So all of our procurements go through our supplier portal, which is listed here at WMATA.com. In order to do business with us, you have to be registered. Right now, if you're not registered, you can go onto our portal. You can see all of our procurements that are currently out there on the street, but you would not be able to respond to those unless you are registered. So we're going to keep drilling that in. Once Bex comes up and gives his presentation, he'll kind of go over that as well. So we'll keep, you'll keep hearing that. You have to be registered. We want to make sure you understand that. And as it says here, vendors must be registered as a bidder to bid on items or projects. All of our, so bids, quotes, proposals, everything is done electronically. This, I think we moved over to electronic bidding back in 2020, right after the pandemic started. So around March, April 2020. We are no longer accepting paper bids or proposals. Everything is done in our system. So it is important that you familiarize yourself with our system. There are a few things I know Bex will probably touch on when it comes to training in our system. So these are important things that you need to understand if you're looking to do business with WMATA. Another thing is, if you have submitted a proposal and you were awarded an actual contract, you do have to have it updated W-9 because we cannot do anything. We can't even move forward with an award if you don't have that information, if you don't submit that information to us and it's not in our system. So these are some things to keep in mind when it comes to our system, because again, that's pretty much how we do everything. Everything's electronic. All of your information is submitted through our portal. So this is just a quick little glimpse of how to access the portal. Again, Bex may go into a little more of this, so I'm not going into depth or into a lot of details, but this here is just a little a screenshot from our website. And this is the procurement landing page. So on here also, it gives you, see there where it says the WMATA supplier portal. That's where you would go to log in. But also on here, there's a lot of information regarding the procurement office. You can actually go on here. You can go on our supplier portal. You can see bid openings. You can see contract awards. You can find our terms and conditions. You can find information out about the small business program office or different minority programs. There's a wealth of knowledge here. So please familiarize yourself with our website. And again, if you ever have any questions, there will be some emails within the presentations as well. But familiarize yourself with our website if you're looking for information. Okay, so one thing I wanted to touch on is responding to solicitations, because this is important. I think this is where sometimes vendors may get a little hung up when it comes time to responding to solicitations. The first thing you want to do is make sure you read that solicitation in its entirety. I know it's a lot of pages, but the better you understand, the easier you'll be able to respond. We get this all the time where, a solicitation's out there, someone's responding, and you either leave something out or, you didn't return something that was required of you that was stated in that solicitation. So I always say, make sure you read everything. That's the best way for your proposal, bid, or quote to be accepted and to move forward. You have to read. For one thing I want to say, make sure you read the instructions. That gives you all the information. So whether it's an IFB, an RFP, you want to make sure you're reading those instructions. We tell you how you need to submit your bid or proposal. And one thing about an RFP, a request for proposal, it does have 3 parts. I'm actually going to go into that a little on the next slide, because there are some important pieces and some important components that you need to make sure you're submitting with an RFP. The other thing is check for any DBE or MBE requirements. That's important because if you miss that, your proposal could be deemed non-responsive because you left some things out. So again, make sure you are looking at everything. With Metro, again, because we are a public agency, all pricing must be all inclusive. That would be shipping everything. In most cases, when you're looking at those solicitations, it will say that you should be submitting an all-inclusive price. The next thing is very important, and I'm actually going to tell you guys a story about this one. Be sure to submit your bid and proposal before the solicitation closing date and time. We have seen a lot of times where now that we're electronic, you may, let's say a solicitation closes at 3 o'clock. Today's Thursday, the 23rd. Solicitation closes today at 3 o'clock. You might start trying to upload your proposal maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock. You then run into problems. Maybe you're having an issue uploading the proposal, maybe it's not taking it, and now you're trying to figure out what to do. You reach out to Metro, now it's almost 3 o'clock, and you may be on the phone with someone in Beck's shop trying to figure out how to upload your proposal. Now it's 3:05 and you still don't have your proposal uploaded. At that point in time, there's nothing that we can do. What I like to tell people is start uploading your proposal at least the day before. If let's say an amendment comes out, that's fine. Then you go ahead and respond to that amendment. But upload your proposal the day before. Don't wait a few hours before that closing time because you just might miss the date, the deadline. We had a situation, this was at another company that I worked for. And back then, we were accepting paper proposals. And, let's say the proposal was closing at 2 o'clock. The person got there at the company. It might have been 15 minutes before the closing time. And they didn't make it. So what happened when they came into the building, there is a line because you have to check in. So just like at Metro, we have an actual, you have to reach out to the person. But again, this was some time ago. You're not submitting paper bids now, but they had to check in. The line was long and they missed it. So by the time they got up there to come to our floor, it was past the time that the proposals were due. So we couldn't accept it. Once your bid or proposal is late, we cannot accept it. So just like on our portal, if it is past that time, it will not allow you to upload your proposal. And at that time, there's nothing that we can do. Even if you say, oh, well, I was having problems with my computer, there's nothing we can do. So I always advise people to start that process at least a day or two before, just in case you run into any issues, you have enough time to work those out. And as you see here, it says if you have issues with the supplier portal, you can contact PRMT_supplier support at WMATA.com. So as you see, there's an email. We don't have a phone number where you can call someone. You have to send an email. So again, make sure that you are uploading your documents well in advance. Don't wait the day of, because anything can happen. We all know how technology is. Things happen with technology. You run into issues. And unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do. We cannot accept your late proposal, your late bid. At that point in time, it is late. And, It's unfortunate, but that's why we're telling you this now. Do it in advance. So this is for RFPs, because we get sometimes people may be a little confused on how to submit it. But this is actually straight from our solicitation in the instructions. So when you're submitting a proposal to an RFP, there are 3 parts that you have to submit. So just like when we were in the office and we were accepting paper proposals, you had to put them in 3 separate envelopes. So volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. Well, the same holds true now that we're electronic. So as you see here for your price schedule, that's volume 1. That should be a separate file, and it should be clearly marked. That file name should be volume 1, whatever that solicitation ID number is. Same for volume 2. So as you see, volume 1 is only the price schedule. Volume 2 is only your technical proposal. Those are the only things that should be in that file. If your price is in your technical proposal, 1, you didn't follow the instructions, so we can deem your proposal is non-responsive because your pricing cannot be in your technical proposal. And it's set up this way in public procurement because we don't look at your pricing when you send your proposals in. We, at that point in time, once we receive your proposals, we're looking at your technical and we're looking at volume 3 to make sure everything is submitted, and then the evaluation is done. So if you are combining files, your proposal could be thrown out. So you want to make sure that you, again, are reading the instructions and following the instructions the way that they're written. So your first file will be volume 1, which is your pricing, separate file. The next file is your technical proposal, volume 2. And again, they should be clearly identified in the file name. Volume 3, as you see, there are a lot of documents that go into volume 3. So in volume 3, you have your submittal requirements and your evaluation criteria, which would be your whatever requirements are stated in there. For also in volume 3, the solicitation offer and award form. That form is actually what binds the contract. So whoever has the authority within your organization to bind your company into a contract should be signing off on that form. If you are awarded that contract, the contracting officers of someone like myself or one of my other colleagues, we will be signing off on that document to bind that contract. So it's important that that is signed when you submit it. The other documents that go into volume 3 is the representations and certifications. All of those must be signed. There are several documents. I'm not sure how many pages. It might be about 10. I'm not 100% sure. But you do have to sign. Read those and sign everywhere that you're supposed to because there are several signatures on each page. The other document that goes into volume 3 is the pre-award evaluation data form. That is included in the solicitation. It must be signed. Then the other one is the acknowledgement of amendments. So when we have solicitations out, there are times that amendments may be issued during that solicitation, during the advertising period. If an amendment was issued, you do have to acknowledge that you received the amendment and it has to be signed. So that should be turned in as well. Also, your proof of insurance eligibility. In all of our solicitations, we do have a section in there for insurance requirements. So you do have to submit showing that you have insurance or your eligibility of insurance in volume 3. The last, if it's applicable, is Appendix B. That will not be applicable for all solicitations. That is only if it has DBE requirements. So again, make sure that you are paying attention to what's in that solicitation and submit the appropriate documents for each volume. So I hope that's clear. This is for RFPs. With an IFB, it's pretty straightforward. You have your pricing page, you'll have your reps and certs, but again, it's very straightforward. It's not as many documents. But again, make sure you are reading your solicitation so that you are aware of what needs to be submitted so that you can submit a responsive bid or proposal. So I hope I covered that correctly, and I hope you guys are getting this, but we will open it for questions. And please, if you have questions, please ask. This is the, this is the forum to ask those questions so that you all understand when you're, trying to submit a bid or proposal. So I did want to go over some upcoming procurements that we have that are coming soon. And before I go into these, currently, you all are more than welcome to go onto the WMATA website and see what's out there now. We have so many different opportunities out there. So if something falls within your business line, look into that, see if it's something that you can respond to. And if so, submit a bid or proposal. So I think that link was just dropped in there so that you can see those opportunities. I would definitely recommend that you go on there today, take a look, see if there's something that you can actually respond to. And who knows, maybe you'll end up winning one of those awards and you'll be doing business with us. So make sure you check that out. But these are some that are coming. These are some big contracts that are coming up. So I wanted to kind of just touch on these a little bit to give you guys a look at a glance at what's to come. So this first contract is an electrical contractors MATOC. That's a multiple award task order contract. That is coming the summer of 2022. So this summer. And that one is, just to give you an idea, is to support the ongoing capital program through competitive task orders for electrical work, including design preparation or completion, electrical repairs, fire alarm and detection systems, access control and security systems, lighting and fare vending, among other activities. This does have a disadvantaged business enterprise participation goal on it. Again, this is a very large contract. I think it has the potential contract value up to $15 million per task order, because this is a task order. So that's coming the summer of 2020, summer of this year. The next project that's coming up, and most these are all our construction type contracts. Sewage ejector replacement phase A. This is a design bid build contract. It's coming the fall of 2022. It also has a disadvantaged business enterprise goal on there. And the potential contract value for that one is about $25 million to $35 million, just to give you an idea. And for that one, it's to remove and replace existing sewage ejectors from metro rail stations and install new sewage ejector systems holistically that meets the needs for each station. The next one is the contract for general contractors. And this is a MATOC as well, multiple award task order contract. It's to support the ongoing capital program through competitive task orders for general construction services, including repair, rehabilitation, replacement, and demolition work, among other activities. This one is coming fall 2022, and potential contract value is up to $5 million per task order. The next one is the chiller upgrades and plant rehabilitation at 4 facilities, coming fall of this year. That one is also a design bid build contract, and it's estimated at about 10 to 15 million. And it's the replacement of chillers and rehabilitation of metal supports and chiller facilities to attain a state of good repair. And then the last one, this one won't be coming until for traction power state of good repair contract 2, about the end of this year to early 2023. And this one is the rehabilitation and upgrade of 15 traction power substations and 20 tiebreaker stations along the Red Line and Maryland and DC. This is a design bid build, and the potential contract value is about 165 million to 175 million. And that one also has a DBE goal assessed. It will have a DBE goal assessed as well. So these are some of our big projects that are coming up this year and early next year. So just wanted to give you a look into that. And I stated again, make sure you're checking out our supplier portal for current opportunities and opportunities in the future, because I'm sure all of you are not construction type companies. So other opportunities that are out there that may fall outside of construction that's more within your wheelhouse, make sure you're checking those out. Okay, so that's actually all that I have, but I do want to open it up for questions. Like I said, this is the opportunity for you guys to ask as many questions as you have, and I will try and answer those to the best of my ability. But again, we want you to be successful when you are seeking to do business with us. There's, like I said, we have a lot of information out there on our website. We try to make it as easy as possible, but we understand things happen. So there may be some challenges at times, but that's why we are here. So do we have any questions from anyone out there? Let me see. It says, so I see a question in the chat. So this one asking about, does WMATA or other entities have presentations?
Tamara, this is Quintina.
Yes.
So Tamara Nicholson has a question. Can you edit an already submitted proposal before the closing date and time?
Yeah, I believe so, but I'm going to let Bex answer that.
Absolutely, you are correct, Tammy. You are able to edit proposal for the closing bid time. And my presentation doesn't exactly go into that piece. But if you do have a question regarding editing your proposal, definitely send an email to the PRMT_supplier support mailbox, and we can definitely walk you through that process.
We have another question for Mr. Nguyen. Do we need to pre-qualify with WMATA or State of Maryland DOT?
I don't know, SBPO. So I'm assuming that's you don't have to pre-qualify if you're just bidding on an opportunity. Now, I know if there are any goals assessed, DBE, MBE, that's a different story. So I don't know if Michelle, if you want to
Yes,
respond to that.
thanks, Tammy. I was going to tell them, if there is a goal on the contract that's out for solicitation, you will need to be certified with WMATA to be utilized as a subcontractor in order for the prime contractor to receive credit toward the goal. So I'll repeat, if there is a goal and you want to participate as a subcontractor with the prime, in order for the prime to receive credit, you will need to be certified with WMATA first.
All right, our next question. How can a company propose new solutions to WMATA?
That's a good question. We do have, and I don't know if Suzette wants to jump in here. We do have something called a unsolicited proposal.
Yes, ma'am.
Where you can submit a proposal on something that may be new and innovative. And we would then review that and decide, kind of go that route. So that's a way that you can do it.
I think that's the only way, as you're describing, it's an unsolicited proposal for any, and we've encouraged that. There will be an independent panel that will be stood up to review, depending on the nature of whatever the proposal is and who the SMEs are in those areas. And then we will make a conscious decision to move forward if it's something that we wanted to entertain, and we will then treat it as a sole source negotiation.
Thank you. Next question. Where are the opportunities for CPAs and professional firms with WMATA?
Well, we have several opportunities, and that's why I say, make sure that you are plugged in to our supplier portal. My team, we handle a lot of those professional service type contracts. So we have things going out often, again, depending on the need of those departments. So make sure that your profile is updated in our portal, because you are, depending on the next code, the NAICS code you have attached to your profile, you will be notified through our portal when one of those opportunities go out. But also make sure that you're checking the portal frequently, whether it be once a week, twice a week, just to see the different opportunities that are currently out there. Because like I said, we have seven different procurement teams within our office. So we have a lot of stuff coming into all of those groups. So solicitations are going out possibly every day, every other day. So there are always new opportunities. Just make sure that you're checking that portal.
Tammy, can you talk a little bit about all the staff aug and outsourcing that we're doing? Because when somebody mentioned accounting, I thought about our accounting department that you were struggling with just last week to try and make sure we had enough accountants in the house, right?
Right, but yeah, we actually that's one that was just awarded.
But we still are outsourcing throughout the organization, right?
Yes. I mean, we have so many, we do have some staff aug contracts in place currently. So right, at this moment for those particular ones, we don't have any new opportunities, but we do have things that come up from different departments. So as Suzette said, we have, when it comes to staff aug, or even someone asks about CPA accounting, we will definitely have a lot of different opportunities possibly coming up from our accounting department. So go onto the portal, make sure you're checking that out for those opportunities that may arise in the near future, but they are definitely coming.
Two last questions, and then we'll move to the next presentation, and then followed by that, we will have an open Q&A session. So the next question is, what does WMATA do for access to capital and bonding for CBEs and DBEs to qualify to do work for or expand services with WMATA? Are there any capital or bonding, access to capital or bonding to help them qualify?
So Michelle, I'm not sure if that's something that you can answer. They're saying DBEs.
So we do not provide direct capital or bonding access to WMATA, but what we do is we try to work with certified entities and or banks that may help small businesses with those items.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And the last question, do I need a separate certification if I am an MDOT, MBE, SBE, or DBE certified? Do they need a separate certification?
So what that does, because they're certified with those other entities, we accept those, and it makes it easier for the application process with WMATA. We do have to make sure that we keep our local applications separate from our federal. So it is two different applications, but when they are already certified within the DMV, it makes the process even simpler because they can submit that information.
Thank you. At this time, thank you, Tamara Roberts, for your information. Well presented. Thank you so much. And she will remain with us throughout the presentation. and we will have a Q&A session following. So now it's my pleasure to introduce Bex Amati, and he will talk about how we can navigate the portal.
Thank you so much. Give me one moment to share my screen and pull up my presentation. So good morning, everyone. My name is Bex Amati. I'm a senior procurement business analyst, and I'm here to give you guys the supplier portal navigational tour today. I have three main points in today's agenda. The first is I would like to inform you guys what is the WMATA supplier portal. Next, we'll go into supplier profiles. And then lastly, we will talk about the WMATA supplier portal layout. So first, what is the WMATA supplier portal? The WMATA supplier portal is a PeopleSoft application that's been customized specifically for WMATA. This WMATA supplier portal is designated to conduct business transactions in a secure self-service environment, and it's an internet-based portal for current and potential suppliers. This will be the primary source of WMATA advertised solicitations. Supplier profiles. Suppliers or individuals or organizations who are interested in conducting business with WMATA must first complete the new supplier registration. I know Tammy spoke on that earlier, Suvette as well. If you guys don't remember anything else from today's presentation, please remember if you're interested to do business with WMATA, the first step is to become registered. And you will become registered by visiting the supplier.wmata.com website. And there's a tile that says new supplier register. If you click that tile, you will begin your registration process. And I'll go a little bit more into that in a moment. So once you become registered, supplier profiles within the WMATA supplier portal are characterized as either bidders or vendors. And this is a very important distinction for you guys to understand. The difference between bidders and vendors, although most of the characteristics overlap, both bidders and vendors can access active solicitations. They can view and submit bids, proposals, and quotes. They can view awarded contracts, update their business address and contact information, apply or renew DB certifications, and also reset your passwords. The main difference you will see between a bidder profile and a vendor profile is that a vendor profile, you will be able to review purchase order transactions. You're also able to acknowledge POs. And lastly, you're able to review invoices. Next, we will go into the WMATA supplier portal layout. About 6 months ago, we've recently undergone an enhancement to the supplier portal system. So there's a new look and feel to the system. Everything you were previously able to do is still the same in this new, I guess, look and feel in this environment, but just the way you navigate on the website has changed slightly. As you this screenshot here, this is the new supplier landing page, and a new feature that suppliers can expect to see are home pages. These home pages provide tiles or action icons similar to the functionality that's currently available on most smartphones and tablets. And we've created 4 main pages for you guys to be able to navigate through. The first page is the supplier portal homepage. The second is the manage supplier page. Third is the purchasing and accounting page. And the last, the socio-economic services page. There's also been a quick access / nav bar that's been created to assist users to retain access to their previously saved favorites. And you're still just a 1 click away from your most recently visited items as well. So on the home page, there's a few tiles I would like to speak on and kind of call out to you guys and provide a little more information on. The first tile is the sign in tile. And with the sign in tile, this is located in the left corner of your page on the home page. Prior to performing any action within the WMATA supplier portal, you must sign into your account using your registered user ID and password. It's very important that you sign into your account before you start accepting your bids or begin working on your bids. I can't stress that enough. And if you're not logged into your account, you will not be able to perform certain features and functions. Active solicitations. This is something I know Tammy just spoke on just a moment ago. We highly encourage organizations who wish to do business with WMATA to periodically visit the WMATA Supplier Portal, and especially visit the Active Solicitations tile page here. This will provide you active public solicitation opportunities and notifications. This information is viewable by registered and non-registered suppliers, so you don't need to be registered to see what is currently out on the street right at this time. But if you would like to actually submit a response and a proposal to the solicitation, you must become registered. So very important you do that first. View bid opening. By selecting this tile, suppliers may view the bid opening results along with a listing of suppliers who responded as well. This information is viewable once a solicitation closes. So just to want to highlight once again, you won't be able to see the bid opening results until that solicitation closes first. Solicitations under evaluation. By selecting this tile, suppliers may view the status of a solicitation while it's undergoing the evaluation process. This information is viewable once the solicitation closes. A lot of great information here on the solicitation under evaluation. If you're wondering about the status of a solicitation you just submitted your proposal to, this will be a great tile for you to click into and see what's going on. Awarded solicitations. By selecting this tile, suppliers may view solicitations that have been awarded and the amount of the awarded contract. The information that is posted is viewable as far back as 2017. Once again, this is a great tile for you guys to familiarize yourself with if you're looking for historical context and information about prior solicitations that WMATA has done. You'd definitely be able to find a great source of information here under the awarded solicitations tile. Next, we have the inventory qualified parts list. By selecting this tile, interested suppliers can view WMATA's parts list for future procurements, especially for those inventory related items. You will definitely see a lot of different parts and pieces that WMATA are in need of by visiting and clicking this tile here. Announcements. The announcements tiles provide announcements related to activities like WMATA outreach events, fairs, and business changes. This is also another very important tile as well to kind of stay up to date with WMATA news for events like this. This was also found on the announcements tile once again, so definitely familiarize yourself with the announcement tiles and periodically visit and check to see what's going on with WMATA. FAQs. You can view popular, frequently asked questions regarding doing business with WMATA by clicking the FAQ tiles. And here, if once you click the tile, you will see various other FAQs and answers to those questions as well. So definitely make sure you if you have a question, you can definitely check first on the FAQ tiles to see if that question may be already answered. And it could definitely save you guys a great deal of time as well. So definitely encourage you guys to take a look and see what's on the FAQ tiles as well. WMATA Supplier Portal Help. The WMATA Supplier Portal Help tile provides a downloadable content to help you navigate throughout the WMATA Supplier Portal. There's also a link to FAQs to assist in answering commonly asked questions once again. The really great feature about this tile is this tile provides you access to a lot of different job aids to help assist perform various different functions that you may want to do on the supplier portal. Sometimes instead of waiting for sending an email out and waiting for a response, if you click this tile, there may be a job aid already readily available for you to click, and you will be able to follow step-by-step instructions to how to perform a function to help assist you moving forward on the system. Definitely a very important tile here, the WMATA Supplier Portal Help. Contact information. The contact information tab provides links to customer support departments to assist you with your questions, concerns, or issues regarding the WMATA Supplier Portal. It's very important that you are sending your emails to the correct mailbox in order to get your questions answered as efficiently and quickly as possible. For questions related to accounts payable, we have a AP support mailbox for you to contact. For questions related to certification programs, you can contact the SBPO hotline mailbox. And for any questions related to the supplier portal, you will contact the PRMT_supplier support at WMATA.com mailbox. And we'll go over again these just a lot of important contacts for you guys to kind of make note of. So I just went over the home landing page on the supplier portal. There are 3 additional pages as well for you guys to kind of familiarize yourself with. They are the Manage Supplier Profile page, the Purchasing and Accounting page, and the Socioeconomic Services page. I'm going to go into detail on each page in a moment. First, the Manage Supplier Profile homepage. On the Manage Supplier Profile homepage, suppliers can view and update their address. They can update their contact information. They manage their NAICS codes, which is very important. Attach documents such as your W-9, your banking information, and also you're able to change your password. The next page we have is the Purchasing and Accounting homepage. On this homepage, suppliers can view their purchase orders. You're able to acknowledge purchase orders. You're able to view order summary, view receipts, and also payments as well. Lastly, we have the Socioeconomic Services homepage. On this homepage, suppliers can submit their DBE, SBE, MBE certification. They can also submit their vendor prompt payment report, and also submit their subcontractor prompt payment report as well. Are there any questions? I know there was a lot of information that I just gave you guys. Definitely want to take some time to answer some questions that you guys may have.
Yeah, I have a question, Beverly. In regards, if you're already a vendor, and say you're currently you're a vendor, but your profile doesn't reflect, how can we get that switched over? Does that make sense? So
Yes, it
if I'm
does.
currently registered like a bidder, but I'm actually doing business with WMATA, how do I switch my profile to become, a vendor?
Great question. So I would like to make the first distinction. The difference between a bidder and a vendor is that a bidder has not been awarded a contract or a PO from WMATA yet. A vendor has been. So during that conversion from a bidder to vendor process, there should be an update to be made to your user ID profile that the PRMT_supplier support mailbox that we do handle on our end. If that hasn't been done for you yet, all I would need is know what is your user ID, and I can go behind the system and make those updates for you on behalf. I can definitely get with you regarding that. But the main distinction is the understanding that if you have been awarded a contract or a PO from WMATA, yes, your user ID would need to be updated with the accesses to allow you to perform a few additional functions. And that is handled by the PRMT_supplier support mailbox. And I can more than happy to assist you after this meeting.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Sure. Great question.
Bex, we did have a question from Earl Peak. He said that he was on the supplier portal, but did not see their certificates for WMATA for DBE and DDOT listed. How can they add those certifications?
My question would be for him, has he, although he's already received those other certifications outside of WMATA, has he came into WMATA to start that application process? that'll be my first question in response to that. And if he has, I definitely will kind of direct this to the SBPO office. They can definitely assist him into getting that certification acknowledged in his WMATA profile.
You're absolutely right, Bex. He would have to come through the certification office where we are to make sure that we can look at the information in order to get that, indicated in the system.
Absolutely, absolutely. So once again, that's something that we can definitely assist him with, and I'll provide the mailbox for you for additional questions to kind of expedite that process for him as well. So we can definitely assist there.
Okay, I see that Marlo Johnson has already provided that information, so thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Marlo.
There's another question. If you have a question, please post it in the chat, or you may unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good morning. How are you today? My name is
You're going in and
Hello,
out.
hello. I'm sorry. We are having some feedback. It will be best if you just post your question in the chat, please.
Hello, good morning. I had a question about NAICS codes. I know that previously when we had to update the system with our NAICS codes, we were asked to send in like a written explanation. Is that still the case once we add the NAICS codes in the new system, or does it automatically populate?
I can barely hear you, but I think your question was about NAICS codes. This is Michelle. And if you need to do an expansion of services, meaning you are adding new NAICS codes, you'd have to send documentation as to how and where you perform those additional NAICS codes for review.
Okay, where do we send the documentation to?
You can still send it through the portal.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you may post your questions in the chat for Beat Samadi, please.
That's another excellent question about the NAICS codes. Very important to make sure you have your NAICS codes updated on your profile. I can't stress that enough. Very important.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, great. This is Tamara Nicholson. I'm the principal of Unicorn Consulting Solutions. We provide project and program management services. So I did get certified as an MBE and DBE with WMATA back in November. And so I had to log into the portal for that. It sounds like you updated the system probably shortly after I was registered.
Absolutely.
So would I have a profile set up in this new system, or do I have to go in?
There's absolutely nothing you need to do on your end.
Okay.
Everything from your former, old look and feel is carried over to this new look and feel of the Supplier portal. It's just a system enhancement that we underwent back in December. And there's literally nothing that you need to do on your end. Your same login credentials that you used to access it before would be the same login credentials you're using to access it now. It's just the navigational path that you take to perform a few different functions. It may have changed slightly, but other than that, everything's the same.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem.
At this time, we're going to open up the Q&A session. So if you have any general questions, please post it in the chat for either Tamara or Bex. So the first question that we have is from Shayla Kwamar. Our company is certified and registered with WMATA. We would like to team up with prime companies as a sub-consultant, subcontractor. Any guidance will be helpful.
So when trying to team up with other certified businesses and or prime contractors, I always say reach out to them, right? Reach out to those primes who you know that may be possibly bidding on some of WMATA's projects. Always, put your information out there to let them know what you're certified in, your NAICS codes. Once we have bid openings and everything, that becomes public information. So you can utilize that information right there in case, what they bidded on might be what we call recurring contracts. Say maybe they recur every 3 to 5 years or something like that, right? So I always say network with those who have bid on prior WMATA projects and/or with those who are thinking about partnering, or having joint ventures to bid on our projects.
Is there a way to find a list of existing vendors?
Yes, we actually do have a directory button as well. You can see companies that's been certified in the DC UCP directory. And you can search by NAICS codes as well, which is also another reason why your NAICS codes is very important. You can search by company names. There are very different search options and filters you can play with to find the information you're looking for. But that feature is available on the supplier portal.
Thank you. Again, please post your questions in the chat for our panelists.
Quintina, I just wanted to say one thing to everyone. When you are bidding on opportunities within Metro, if you do not receive an award, you can request a debrief. So especially for RFPs, you can request a debrief of whoever that contract administrator was that issued that solicitation. During a debrief, that's where we actually can go over your proposal. We don't go over anyone else's proposal. You can't ask questions about anyone else's proposal. But at that time, we can go over your proposal and pretty much give you feedback from what the evaluators, how they evaluated your proposal, areas that maybe you were strong in, areas maybe where you were weak in, and then you can take that feedback. So when it comes time to submit a bid or proposal for the next project, hopefully that will help you in becoming successful the next time around. I just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you. I am checking the chat for any additional questions. At this time, I do not see any other questions. Thank you, Anthony and Marlo, for providing additional links for information. So last call for questions. You may post in the chat, please. Okay, perfect. All right, at this time, we will ask Michelle Howard for any closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Quintina. I want to say thank you to the Department of Small, Local, and Business Development for partnering with WMATA to get this information out to the small businesses. I see that we have a great future in working together. I support everything that the department supports in really connecting the dots for the small businesses, especially to opportunities. I would ask that they please check our websites because we do have some outreaches coming up. We have a Meet the Primes, outreach coming up where we have 3 to 5 prime contractors that, talk directly to the small businesses, telling them what they're looking for, NAICS code, scopes of works that they need. They can ask questions and everything there. So we are always trying to make sure that we connect them to opportunities. I would love for them to see WMATA as the go-to place in getting their foot in the door for small business opportunities. And once again, I want to thank the procurement team today. You guys were amazing. I love this. So we have Ms. Tamara Roberts and we have Bex Amandi. Oh my God, I just love it. I love when we team up like this. In the background, I want to say thank you to Marlo and Anthony and Shanae in the Small Business Office for making all of this come together. And Quatina, you have been awesome. Thank you so much for coordinating with us, meeting with us, making sure that we have the guidance going through how this to make a smooth presentation. And so thank you, everybody.
Oh, thank you so much. I just want to say thank you to Metro's fantastic team of professionals, Marlo Johnson and her team, Anthony and Shanae. We had several calls to T. Suzette Moore, and of course, Michelle Howard, and our dynamic presenters, Tamara Roberts and Bex Amadi. Great information shared today. This was a combined effort, a partnership. And we here at DSLBD truly value your participation. The information presented today is your gateway to procurement opportunities with Metro. So thank you to our amazing staff here at DSLBD, to my colleagues in business development, our manager, Lauren Atkins, in her absence, she could not join us today, Bashir Douglas and Katina Bolden. And of course, our director, Christy Whitfield, leading the way to support our CBE community and small businesses. Again, the recording and the PowerPoint presentations will be available later this week and sent to all participants. You may also view the recording on DSLBD YouTube channel when available. And I encourage you to go to the DSLBD website and take a look at our business toolkit. There's a calendar there for events and all things going on around the city relating to business opportunities, workshops and training and networking events. And we will also want to, did you put the link in for your event coming up? Okay, I see it. I see it. I see it there. Thank you. All right, so this concludes our workshop. To our small and local business community, thank you for joining us, and happy hunting to find those opportunities to grow your business. Good day, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.